Hi friends, good Thursday morning to you all. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis. Well, at 6:01, let's get to the forecast with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because no surprise here, Thomas, you've been telling us all this week that it's going to rain, and it is raining.
Yeah, and it's been raining since about 9 o'clock last night, with no signs of it letting up anytime soon. It is widespread rain through the inland northwest. If anything, there's a little pocket of clearing between Grand Coulee and Omak, but that's not going to be the norm, as you just see exactly how just spread out the rainfall is. No signs of it letting up anytime soon from Spokane to Coeur d'Alene. You slide over to southeastern Washington, Pomeroy getting a bit of a burst of intensity, heavier rainfall sliding over Highway 12 at the moment. There's a rainy Coeur d'Alene scene for you with those live pictures. Current temperature at 36, not all that warm yet, but this is a warm front that is passing through, so we'll have steadily increasing temperatures through the day.
A hearing is scheduled today for the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students nearly 1 year ago. During the hearing, the judge in this case is expected to review investigative genetic genealogy information. Court records show the defense team is raising concerns about how police built a family tree and linked Brian Kohberger to the DNA on the knife sheath found at the crime scene. They say they need the information to help prepare their defense for the trial. But the prosecution argues they didn't use genetic information to obtain any warrants, and that they won't be using it as evidence at the trial. The judge will review all of the information the state and the FBI have. He will then decide what does and does not need to be disclosed. Kohberger's trial date still has not been set. A child attacked by a dog on Tuesday night has died from their injuries. KREM 2 spoke with a neighbor who helped the child and called 911 after the attack.
Dog and the kid play in the backyard all the time, and the dog's never shown any signs of aggression in front of me. I reach over the fence, I pet the dog, you know. So I don't know what happened.
Police say that in the family's attempt to protect the child, the dog was also injured. Police had to euthanize the dog at the home. And an East Valley High School teacher has again been charged with trying to shoot his ex-wife. Deputies say 41-year-old Benjamin Hill shot at his ex-wife's house while she was inside in a drive-by shooting last year. He is also facing charges for shooting at her car twice. This is not the first time Hill has been charged with trying to shoot his ex-wife. You might remember earlier this year, we told you that Hill was arrested for trying to murder his ex-wife at the Cheney Starbucks in March. He has also been charged with shooting at her several other times this year. Hill has been placed on administrative leave by the school since his first arrest. He's set to be arraigned on these new charges next Tuesday, November 7th. This morning, we're continuing to follow a SWAT standoff in Spirit Lake, Idaho. Last night, Kootenai County Sheriff's deputies surrounded a home near 4th and Jefferson. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is joining us live from Spirit Lake right now. Nicole, I know you've been working to get us more information. What can you share with us as far as what happened here?
So Channing, right now I'm actually at 4th and Jefferson, where this standoff started last night. We don't know much about what led up to the situation, but what we do know is that around 8 o'clock last night there were reports of an officer-involved shooting. We know the officer involved in that shooting was not hurt, but we don't know about the other person, their condition at this point. We do know that after that report that we went into a standoff situation here at 4th and Jefferson. Not sure which house here on the block that was involved there, but we also don't know whether or not the suspect was actually in the house when that standoff started. We are waiting on answers from the sheriff's office to answer some of these questions. Another thing we do know, though, is that this apartment complex right behind me here actually sheriff's deputies actually evacuated this apartment complex here. The people living there were told to take shelter in the Spirit Lake City Hall. As of right now, we know that most of the officers have left the scene late last night. Our Kyle Simtrick was here. He said he started seeing the SWAT team as well as sheriff's deputies and Coeur d'Alene police cars start to leave this area. This morning, basically back to normal here. There's just one more sheriff's deputy car at the apartment complex. Looks like he's moving around a little bit as we speak. So we do have a call into the sheriff's office to answer some of the questions that we don't know at this point. As soon as we get those answers, we'll make sure to bring them to you. In Spirit Lake, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Washington State has agreed to pay more than $16 million to settle lawsuits brought by 12 men who say that they were abused while under state care in Spokane. According to a statement, the boys were placed under state care at the J Bar D Boys Ranch north of Spokane in the 1970s and mid-80s. The boys' ages ranged from 10 to 15 years old at the time. The lawsuit claims that they experienced sexual and physical abuse from staff as well as residents. The suit was filed in Thurston County Superior Court, and it also claims that child welfare officials knew or should have known that the children were being abused. You can find more information on this story right now on our website at KREM.com.
It's 6:06, another check of our forecast where, of course, it's raining already this morning, but our temperatures aren't exactly all that warm. Actually, quite a cold rain out there at 36 in Spokane and 35 in Coeur d'Alene. A little bit of warmth on the Palouse at 43 in Pullman, but notice that Colville is still 32 degrees, so a bit of a wintry mix is still possible in our northernmost locations, but with a warm front pushing through, our temperatures are already steadily climbing. We do get into the mid-40s today, but notice how it rains nearly all day long until we get into the evening hours where we'll get a bit of a lull and a bit of a break from this first wave of rainfall. But there it is, widespread through Doppler radar, and again, a little bit of a wintry mix in some of our northern locations, but again, temperatures are warming through the morning.
At 6:07, let's take a look at our wake-up call today because we are honoring Day of the Dead with everyone today because it is Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday that honors the memory of those who have passed. And today we want you to help us build a virtual ofrenda to remember and celebrate those loved ones in your lives who have passed on. You can send us their photos to 509-448-2000 or post to social media and use the hashtag #UpWithKREM. So many of our viewers in the last 2 days have sent in all of these incredible photos of fathers and husbands and sisters and moms and even our furry friends like our dogs that might have passed on. So keep it coming, 509-448-2000.